Yo, what's up, guys? So, I swear, every time I get on this, I always tell you guys all the things that I like because I like a lot of things. But two of my favorite things in the world, Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Blade. Like, I was a 90s, early 2000s vampire edgelord lover. I love that era of content in general. So, I'm super excited to watch this death battle with Blade versus Buffy. And I don't know who's going to win because honestly, I think it could go either way. Buffy pretty much always wins in every situation. And I feel like Blade comes out of every situation pretty strong. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's see what Death Battle deems it to be. We're watching this live on stream during my 11-year anniversary. So chat, say hi to YouTube. All right. Let's go. Let's go.
Blade versus Buffy.
The Daywalker versus the Vampire Slayer.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
Not
and
my
it's
Buffy.
our job to analyze their weapons,
Is that
armor,
movie
and
Buffy?
skills to find out who would win a death battle.
It looks like movie
They are
Buffy,
known
but
by many names.
you know.
Revenant, Vortolak, Nosferatu.
I love vampires.
Vampires. When the moon is out and the night is young, these undead demons are out for blood.
Fitting then that the greatest foe of those who stalk the night is the one who can walk the day. Blade.
Is that really his costume?
Hang on.
Now there's a man who doesn't file his taxes.
Oh, man.
Blade is one of the...
I think about the intro to Blade, the Blade movie, all the time where they're in the club and like that, like, they like get like showered in the blood and everything. And oh, that intro is absolute peak. All right.
coolest superheroes ever, and basically kickstarted the comic book movie craze.
And yet, he is also seemingly the only one who knows or cares that in the world of Marvel, vampires exist. Seriously,
True.
nobody talks about this.
This is
Blade doesn't
true.
need anyone's help. He'll just aura farm by himself.
Even Blade's birth was hardcore. Just as the young Eric Brooks's mother was in labor, her attending doctor turned out to be the vampire Deacon Frost.
And he drank her blood right before she gave
Make
birth.
that new movie,
This
Marvel.
infused
I
Eric
agree.
with Frost's vampiric blood, turning him half human, half vampire. A Dampier.
Giving him a ton of vampy powers, but none of their weaknesses like garlic, holy water, or sunlight.
Eric would hone these abilities under the tutelage of vampire hunter Jamal Afari, sharpening him into a blade that would rape the vampire plague for good.
Blade is strong and
badass.
fast enough to toss around 1,000-pound demons and cut bullets out of the air. He can keep up with Wolverine, who can deflect Cyclops' light-speed optic blasts. And his Kevlar DuPont armor helped him take the top of Count Von Stott's castle exploding.
He can heal small wounds immediately and sniff out the supernatural with his hypersenses. Also, his fangs can drain his victims of magical energies.
After studying the ways of Hong Kong Kung Fu movies, Blade became a master martial artist. Ah yes, the Rufus from Street Fighter School of Kung
Sucking
Fu.
fangs.
While the only martial
hyper
art he's been stated to know is
senses.
Krav Maga, we know he's mastered more. So for the full scope of his martial arts ability, we'll examine the Blade movies as performed by Wesley Snipes.
Yes. Okay. So someone in chat said I wish they'd stop delaying it. The reason that they delayed it was because Wesley Snipes got into some BS. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but he got into some BS regarding like taxes, and I don't know. They just I don't know if it's going to happen. I really hope if it does happen, it has Wesley Snipes. Also, when you see this list of things, Buffy's literally just a really strong girl. So this is going to be a very interesting fight.
Looking at Snipes' training and choreography, we know Blade uses Kung Fu, Capoeira, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Eskrima, Kickboxing, Shotokan Karate, and Hapkido. Add on Blade's knack for stealthy takedowns, and I guess you could call him Marvel's Batman.
Oh my
Blade's
God.
training progressed smoothly until
Please.
Afari was attacked and had his blood drained by Dracula. Seriously, Avengers, Dracula is real. Why aren't you doing anything about this?
Do something about this.
There.
Forced to murk his surrogate dad, Blade would have to wage his war alone.
Nursing a wound within him that would never heal. A hole that could never be filled.
Not with that attitude. Blade took a page out of the Book of Boomstick and tried filling that hole with every kind of weapon imaginable. He's got so many, they're his apartment decorations.
Handguns, assault rifles, and explosives make up the brunt of his firepower. And he enjoys getting up close and personal with his dual acid-etched titanium katanas.
Speaking
The katanas
of
are my
glorious
favorite.
Nippon steel, he's got a sword made out of adamantium.
Specifically, secondary adamantium, a variant of the metal that is mass-producible.
It might not be quite as strong as Cap's shield, but it can cut right through heavy hitters like Ultron and the Hulk.
Naturally, Blade has even more swords. His Atlantean ones can slice through magical enchantments. The Word Sword can harm intangible demons, and the Justiciar can slay fallen angels.
I'm intangible
He's got
demon.
some weird stuff he can pull out of his ass, like a Hellfire shotgun that burns your soul, or hypodermic needles filled with vampire blood. Seems kinda dumb to turn people into vampires, but it does make them more vulnerable to Blade's arsenal.
All that pales in comparison to the arch weapon of hell in Blade's possession, the breathing gun. It is a living firearm
forgot about the breathing
that
gun.
hisses in the presence of demonic forces. Its sentient bullets chase its victims down. The wounds they cause cannot be healed. And if they get lodged in your body, they'll slowly devour you from the inside out. They can even hurt Hell Lords and even greater threats like the Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Blade
Oh my
took
God.
everything he had
Marvel,
and
give
fought
us
his
more
one-man war for
blood?
almost
Give us more Blade.
100 years.
He's battled
Please.
hordes of vampires while skydiving, infiltrated the Pentagon, and even took on Spider-Man like Miles Morales, who could absorb the energy of a bomb that could destroy Harlem. Blades even bested the spirit of vengeance, Zarathos.
And while he occasionally allied with teams like the Avengers, he prefers to work alone.
I probably would too if they only cared about me when I was helping them and not
Right?
ridding the world of, vampires.
That, and Blade is scared of what he might do if he loses control, because he does have one classic vampire weakness, a thirst for blood. Blah.
Even more so after
Blood.
he had a daughter,
Blood.
Brielle, whom he avoided for fear of endangering her. If his bloodlust does overwhelm him, he will enter a berserker rage, skyrocketing his strength at the cost of his sanity.
Though it does make him even better at killing vamps. He's made a cottage industry out of whooping Dracula's ass.
Dracula is unsurprisingly powerful, capable
Blood.
of summoning a thunderstorm that covered all of Boston with a
Well,
wave of his
Snipes
hand.
is the only
Drac
Blade. I
apparently
agree.
didn't hold a grudge though, since he eventually made Blade the sheriff of Vampires, a vampire nation in the ruins of Chernobyl.
Amazingly, Dracula has even given Blade some of his own blood, which allows him to shapeshift into multiple forms, like a wolf, a horde of bats, or a cloud of mist.
So
Well, it's like
he can
V-Rising.
force his way inside your body and blow you up from the inside out, Ant-Man style.
What is with you with the Ant-Man? Blade's hatred of vampires is only matched by his hatred of himself. However, when Brielle showed signs of vampiric powers, Blade finally found a reason to reconnect with his daughter, training her
Brielle's
the
really
same way
cool.
Afari trained him a century prior.
Even after Blade was possessed by the first vampire ever and tried to take over the planet, Brielle put her dad's teachings to the test, saving both him and the world.
And proving that Blade's lonely war need not be so lonely anymore. With his daughter at his side, and also this plant creature pet called Boy Thing, let Marvel's vampires beware. For should they indulge their unnatural urges, they will be sure
God,
to
I
meet
need
their
another
end
Blade
at the
movie
tip
so
of his
bad.
blade.
Buffy!
Today's battle is sponsored by
sponsor.
Prize Picks.
You know what's awesome? Being right, especially
Check
when your
out
co-host
Prize
is always
Picks.
wrong.
Yeah. All right.
In every generation, there
the
is a
intro.
chosen one. She alone will stand against the vampires, the demons, and the forces of darkness.
At least
She
for a while.
is the Slayer.
So she broke it
Thousands
from
of
dying.
years, a new Slayer would be granted incredible powers. And
Oh
was
my God, I
destined
love
to
Buffy
die
so much.
young in battle
Kendra!
against evil, passing their powers on to the next Slayer, and the next, and so on. That is, until the newest Slayer would change everything.
She
Buffy
broke the
and
entire
Summer.
universe.
Not exactly the first girl you'd think is the savior of humanity.
Oh, not
Buffy's
movie
only
Buffy,
goals
show
in
Buffy
life were,
only.
in her own words, graduate from high school, go to Europe, marry Christian Slater,
Sarah
and die.
Michelle
But that
Gellar's
would
my
all
only
change
Buffy.
When the Watcher Merrick appeared and revealed her destiny.
Like, Total bummer.
Merrick trained Buffy in the arts of vampire slaying, and she became so efficient
Giles,
that she burned
help.
down her school. Whoops.
Forcing her and her mom to move to Sunnydale, California to start a new life. Far away
Oh,
from
I guess
any
it
more
was pre. Okay, I
bloodsuckers
see
and
why
bad
they did that.
makeup.
Unfortunately,
I see what they did
small
that.
problem, Sunnydale just so happened to be right on top of a hellmouth, where the boundary between Earth and Hell is permeable.
Yeah, that sounds like the Valley, all right. Along
Oh my
with
God, I'm
new
gonna
watcher
rewatch Buffy.
Giles, Wallflower Willow,
Giles!
part-time bad boy, part-time sad boy Angel,
Boo,
magical retcon
Angel.
sister Dawn, and Xander.
Okay, Dawn was not retconned. I don't know where they got that from. Dawn was not retconned. The way she appeared in the show because of the story, it kind of like messed with you if you were watching the show episode to episode as it aired, because you were like, Buffy had a sister? Because like I didn't watch the show for months and I came back and like it was the episode where she had a sister and I was like, huh? Also, ew, Xander. Boo, Xander. No one likes Xander. Get Xander out of here.
Buffy
Yeah,
and
blow
her
him up.
Scooby Gang would battle a never-ending series of monsters.
And we mean truly never ending. Sure, there's the TV show, but Buffy has also been slaying vampires across video games, comics,
I've never played
and
the games.
128 novels.
Yeah, there's so many
thousands
novels.
of pages of Buffy lore you've never heard of.
But we're just crazy enough to speed read them all.
Buffy carries a variety of anti-vampire weaponry. There's wooden stakes, of course, sometimes dipped in gorgon venom that can turn you to stone. Though she's also experienced with axes, swords, quarterstaffs, holy water, just about anything.
You said it! When she fought an ancient demon unable to be killed by any weapon forged in his time, Buffy introduced his stupid ass to the 20th century.
She's also a
Love
master
that
of
scene.
Aikido, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, karate, kung fu, wushu, tai chi, kendo, capoeira, and taekwondo.
Buffy apparently thinks Hong Kong's kung fu movie masters could learn a thing or two.
Chat, should I play the Buffy games for October? Maybe we'll have a day where we play the Buffy games. I've never played them, and like Buffy the Vampire Slayer is like, you know, I tell you guys there's series that are the reason I am the way I am. And there's Sonic, of course. There's Ruby, which Ruby was a little later in my life. Like I was an adult when Ruby came out. But Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I've been watching the show since I was a kid. No, I shouldn't play it. Why? Is it bad? Well, I absolutely love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I do. Like that show is my everything. They're really bad. Oh no, don't tell me that. Because I was thinking about playing the Blade game and playing the Buffy games. Now I kind of want to play them because they're bad.
No kidding. Thanks to her Slayer senses, her reflexes are fine-tuned enough to dodge close-range.
I don't know, I can
Gatling
rewatch
gunfire,
Buffy anytime,
lightning bolts
but
from the sky, and even beams of
CGI
light.
is a little rough.
She's kept up with another Slayer, Faith, who can dodge laser beams from point-blank range.
Buffy's strong enough to bend rebar, punch this 4.5-ton bat monster into the air, and
Fight.
smash hard enough to tear apart a building.
And despite her lack of armor, she can survive massive explosions, like the one that destroyed Cephrilion's lair that's bigger on the inside.
She can even fight blindfolded, but if she is injured, she heals fast enough to be totally fine by the next episode.
One
Ew,
time,
Riley.
Angel sucked out
Worst
almost
boyfriend.
all of the blood from her body, and she survived. Doubly impressive since Angel's blood draining also drains magical energy.
Yeah, Buffy's own magic makes her weirdly resilient to esoteric attacks, like when she expelled this misty shadow demon trying to possess her body, or when she resisted her soul being ripped apart and scattered across time.
Or that time she jumped into a vat of boiling liquid so hot it could reduce people to skeletons, and she was just fine.
She might not show physical scars, but she sure has emotional ones. Being the Slayer put a huge burden on Buffy's life.
Unable to live normally, she felt isolated, forced to internalize the trauma she faced on a daily basis. Sure, she had
Somewhat.
friends, but they couldn't understand her unique struggle.
Like when Angel turned evil after he took her virginity and tried to destroy the world. That must be one of those
Yeah, that was rough.
metaphors.
Sometimes the worst enemies are the ones you can't fight and who don't fight back.
Made even worse by her having all the memories of the other Slayers bouncing around in her head, dating back to the Stone Age.
Buffy has dreamt of every battle a Slayer has ever fought, and can call upon those skills in a fight, even subconsciously.
But this includes the memories of their deaths. Countless women violently dying young, a reminder of her inevitable fate.
A fate that came to pass when she fought the Hell God Glory.
Glory.
After leaping
Okay.
into Glory's reality-ending interdimensional hole,
A
When she
glory
died
hole, if you
the
will.
second time.
Buffy sacrificed herself to save the universe, dying a hero's death.
It appears my glory hole joke was poorly timed.
Finally
poorly
freed of
timed.
her unfair earthly responsibilities, Buffy's soul ascended to heaven in perfect bliss.
Until-
her friends brought her back to life in the agony of existence. This absolutely
That was so fucked up because like they didn't know that the spell worked. So she had to claw her way out of the casket and out of like the 6-foot grave. That was crazy.
crushed Buffy and, ironically, annihilated her will to live.
Oh, that's rough, Buffy. But with the show renewed for more seasons, she had to nut up and continue her endless crusade against all things Spirit Halloween.
Buffy's battled for 48 hours straight, defeated vampires immune to traditional vampiric weaknesses, and destroyed the Sword of Sano, which caused the Great Hanshin earthquake.
And of course, both Buffy and her friends have defeated countless immensely powerful demons.
Like the Queller Demon, which arrived as a meteor and caused the Tunguska explosion, which destroyed over 2,000 square kilometers of forest. Or the Sorrow Demon, which caused a storm that blanketed Los Angeles.
She's also a match for Angel, who survived a blast that could rupture a continental shelf, and took hits from Whistler, whose magic contained a bomb that could vaporize London.
She even faced off against the First Evil, literally the embodiment of all evil that predates reality itself.
Forced
Season
into
7,
battles
best
against stronger
season.
and stronger baddies, Buffy clearly needed something to even the odds. The Slayer safe.
It's actually a Bardiche.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna say it. This thing is bullshit.
Containing the essence of Buffy's
It is
Slayer powers
broken.
and created to defeat ancient
It's
demons.
so broken.
The scythe can deflect magical projectiles and slice through just about anything. Ghosts, magic, even space itself, destabilizing reality in the process.
Even
What about the
Silas,
Slayer weapon?
the devourer of worlds. Kinda like Galactus, but instead of chomping on planets, he eats the multiverse. And there goes his head.
The scythe is easily the most powerful tool in her arsenal. In
Yeah,
effect,
no,
attaining
100%.
it completed Buffy, as though it were a piece of her she never knew was missing. With the scythe, Buffy was finally whole. Being the Slayer was no longer a burden, but a purpose.
And by sharing her Slayer powers with thousands of girls around the world, they all teamed up and kicked the first evil's ass.
Suddenly, the always isolated Buffy had thousands of shoulders to lean on, a sisterhood of Slayers.
And
Yeah.
thousands more
Are we gonna talk about when they fucking kicked her out of the house because they said she wasn't good enough? They literally kicked her out of her own house. What was that last bullet point? Hold on, I missed it.
Buffy was finally whole. Being the Slayer was no longer a burden.
Did I go back far enough?
As though it were a piece of her she never knew was missing. With the scythe, Buffy was finally whole.
I think I missed
Being
it.
the Slayer was no longer a burden, but a purpose.
What was it, chat?
And by sharing her Slayer powers with thousands of girls around the world, they all teamed up and kicked the first evil's ass.
Suddenly, the always isolated Buffy had thousands of shoulders to lean on, a sisterhood of Slayers.
And thousands more reasons
Oh, I
for
see.
any wannabe demon conqueror to stay away from Earth. Because unless you want to get your blood all over her stylish yet affordable boots, you'll steer clear of Buffy,
I love Buffy's
the
style.
Vampire Slayer.
I will say a lot of my style and fashion does come from Buffy because I remember seeing her outfits when I was younger and I was like, yes, queen. Because she didn't just slay vampires, she slayed with fashion. Like she did. She was an absolute queen.
Hey, as you know, it's Skeletober.
You mean October?
No, stupid, it's the Skeletober Skelebration.
I don't get it.
Skeletor.
Come on, don't you watch Death Battle Cast? And for the first time ever, we've got Skeletober merch on the Death Battle store.
Wait, isn't that just Skeletor?
Skeletober? Yeah, look at that hat. Oh, I'm putting those stickers on everything. Wait, is that a pillow? We sell pillows now? Hell yeah, I'll take 7.
You can find all that and more, including our limited
The
death
absolute
mats that are
cinema
selling
mats
pretty
are really
quick,
cool.
at www.deathbattle.gg. That's www.deathbattle.gg.
Happy Skeletober.
All right, it's time. It's time. I want to see this
All
fight.
right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a live-action death battle!
Oh, this is going to be fucking awesome because they both have broken weapons and they both are just broken. Oh my God, we're starting with the club scene? No way. They're starting with the club scene. No way. No freaking way. That's amazing. That's like one of my favorite movie intros. Oh, but Buffy's there. Oh my God, not the Buffy motif. I love it. I'm nerding out right now. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I don't get a chance to talk about it. Like, there's not really media I have on stream that I like interact with Buffy, other than like if you follow me on Twitter, then you see me retweeting stuff all the time.
We were kings.
Yo, okay.
Long before they had a...
So I'm sorry, I'll stop pausing. I like Buffy so much that Tubi, the streaming platform, sent me a Buffy the Vampire Slayer charm, like for free. They just were like, "What's your address? We're sending it to you." But yeah, I've rewatched Buffy a lot of times. I haven't watched it. I think the last time I watched it was like 2 years ago around Halloween. So I'm probably gonna watch it soon so I can show Net and probably like some other people.
name for kings. But now, starved, hunted, forgotten.
Blade.
You have waited
That's a cool version of
long
Blade.
enough. Tonight, we remember who we were. Tonight, we take back what was always ours. Tonight,
I love vampires. Oh my God, I'm so happy right now.
feast.
Daywalker.
And she... That's just the start.
Ooh. Oh my God, Blade's so freaking cool. I like how Buffy looks like a mix between movie and show Buffy. Like the outfits definitely show Buffy. Oh my God, what? This is so cool. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Buffy with a crossbow. Let's go! Let's freaking go. This is, oh my God, this is really well done. I'm always skeptical about live action fights. I love how they're using like the motif from the club or the sound from the club in the Buffy motif. Yes, the teamwork. I don't want them to fight now. I just want them to fight together. Sunlight. Yes. Yo, DJ just took it. DJ just took it like a champ. Uh-oh. It's too late. Oh.
Shoot's just a kid.
One thing Buffy doesn't have is the speed, the vampire speed. Just thought about that. Oh, this is gonna be sick. Come on, girl. Where's Mr. Pointy? Get Mr. Pointy. Oh my God, this is so amazing. The jacket! Yes! Now they both have a sword. You know what? Not to pause in the middle fight again. I said I wouldn't. How cool would it have been if they actually got Sarah Michelle Gellar for this? Too bad she's busy working on this the Buffy not remake, revival show, which I'm so over the moon about. I'm so excited for that show. That would be so cool if we actually got the new Blade movie and Buffy revival in the same year. I would be so happy. Please, universe, please. I guess that was a good stopping point. Mr. Pointy!
You out your damn mind?
Yo, this fight is amazing. No! Not enough whippy quips from Buffy, right? Buffy needs to be saying all the quips. It's not like her just not to say anything. Is that all you got? Because I'm the type of girl who likes it rough. In the bathroom, I'm classier than that. Something, I don't know. Oh, ow.
Amateur hour. There's always some motherfucker trying to ice
Something.
me uphill.
There we go. The weapon! The weapon! Oh. Ooh. Slayer, you've been through worse. Oh, but I like both of them. This is hard. Oh, she might be kind of fucked on this.
Another sword.
I see you cut through adamantium.
Bring it on.
Yo. Adamantium sword plus Slayer weapon. Let's go. Oof. They're both even. I know this sucks, but it's amazing. Uh-oh. No way! Oh my god! I didn't know what to expect. I mean, Buffy does always win. Eventually. She might have to die, but... No, Blade!
Looks like you got ahead of yourself.
There we go. There's the Buffy quips.
To be Blade tenued no longer.
I don't know, the
I'm
Slayer weapon's
surprised.
pretty
I figured
broken.
With Blade's many years of comic book history, he'd have the edge.
Believe it or not, Buffy is actually in more comics than Blade.
Really? Man, Blade can't catch a break.
I didn't even know
Let's break
that.
this down into 4 categories. First up, stats. Buffy's lifted much heavier things and survived more significant explosions.
Like, sure, Blade's strong and all, but he isn't literally fucking buildings apart like Buffy.
Okay, why do they
Scaling
keep
to the
having to
monsters they
talk
fought,
about that?
Compare Dracula creating a storm that covered Boston to the Sorrow Demon creating a storm that covered Los Angeles, a city over 5 times larger. You might be able to compare Blade to Spider-Man like Miles, who absorbed a bomb that could blow up Harlem, but that's significantly weaker than Whistler containing a blast that could wipe out London. They could both dodge light beams, but that doesn't keep Buffy from taking the overall edge in stats.
Blade's used to being the odd man out, though, so his versatility is just as important.
With Blade's
That's
numerous
true.
powers and massive arsenal,
He has
certainly
way
could
more
have
versatility.
overwhelmed the more straightforward Buffy.
Machine guns and magic swords are generally gonna beat out crossbows and morning stars. Not to mention, he actually
Really?
wears
Maybe.
armor.
Also, Blade's faster healing factor and immunity to traditional vampire weaknesses kept Buffy on the back foot for a time. Blade wins versatility.
But when it comes
Definitely.
to skill, Buffy's got plenty of experience fighting armed opponents barehanded.
Both of them were masters of a similar number of martial arts.
And Blade has been kicking vampire ass for a century, way longer than
Blade's
Buffy's
fought longer.
even been alive.
While Blade may have more personal experience, Buffy's ability to draw on Slayer battles dating back to the Stone Age, at least 40
Oh,
times older
that's
than Blade,
true.
gives her the superior skill. Even then, they both had
Hold
weapon
on, I'm
times
sorry.
older than Blade, gives her the
They did the
superior
Buffy
skill.
thing.
Even then,
I love that.
they both had weapons and abilities
That's
so
the-
powerful they could end the fight
the motion I think of when I think of
regardless
Buffy.
of all else.
They're trump cards. Fortunately for Buffy,
I feel like
she
that's
actually
both even.
countered almost all of what Blade could throw at her.
Withstanding Blade draining her energy with his bite? Check.
Resisting the Hellfire
To be
shotgun
continued,
destroying
yeah.
her soul. Check.
Preventing Blade turning to mist and exploding her from the inside out? Check.
Meanwhile, Blade had no way to survive, say, Buffy's Gorgon venom turning him to stone.
And even with the deadly and just plain gross breathing gun, Blade did not have
Explanation.
anything as potent as the Slayer sight. It could
the breathing
easily
gun's
deflect
strong,
the breathing
or-
gun's bullets back at him.
I guess that
or
makes
use
sense.
its space-cutting ability to slice through
That's
his
true, yeah.
unbreakable adamantium sword.
Don't believe us? Even Wolverine's adamantium skeleton was cut in half when a portal closed on top of him. That's the same kind of thing.
And Wolverine's beta adamantium skeleton is a much tougher version of the same metal.
Oh, and since the Scythe could kill Silas, a multiverse devouring god, I think it could take down Blade with a big enough swing.
Giving Buffy the final advantage over the
Damn.
Really thought Blade had a chance, but Buffy sure put a damn fear on things.
That
The
end
winner
was sick.
is Buffy the Vampire
Oh,
Slayer.
volume 7 end, or
Next
season
time
7
on
end.
Death Battle.
What's next? Dante!
Subscribe and join as a
Dante
member to
versus
see more Death
Clive.
Battle. Thanks for watching.
Oh my god, Devil May Cry versus Final Fantasy. That is so sick. Yeah, that was a sick fight. I kind of want to see that fight again. I want to see that fight again. That fight was dope. I really didn't know who was gonna win. I really did not know who was gonna win. Like, I felt like it was pretty even, but Buffy has become broken. That's what happens when you die over and over. Now I just want to watch Buffy series. Yes. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I skip season 1 because season 1's a little rough. But there's some really important words. There's some really important points in season 1. It's just I've watched the series like more than I've watched Ruby actually, maybe like 15 times. I don't know. So like I know season 1.
But now,
All right, I'm gonna shut up for this fight. We're just gonna watch it silently and scream.
Forgotten. You have waited.
It's also on Tubi for free.
Tonight, we remember who we were. Tonight, we take back what was always ours. Tonight,
You saw it in French? Interesting.
feast
Daywalker.
and she. It's just the start.
God, that intro. know, sometimes I wish I was a vampire, but they have too many weaknesses. They're just really hot, you know? That's so cool, Pedro. I bet it sounded interesting. I bet Xander sounded like a bitch in French. Okay, I'll shut up now for real. The metal claws, I would totally wear those. I actually had some, I had like a bracelet that had like the claws at the end and rings that were claws too at one point. I love how the DJ's like, yep, this is my final song. Goodbye. PJ out.
Not anymore.
They should have had Buffy say more quippy lines, though, I think. We need the corny early 2000s lines. They're so good. DJ Chido signing off. Oh my god. End of Day of the Dead Party. God, this fight is so awesome.
You out your damn mind?
Yeah, she should have been like occupied on the toilet or something. I don't know. I can hear them in my head. I've watched the show so many times. Ow.
Amateur hour. There's always some motherfucker trying to ice skate uphill.
I like how he's like, keep the glasses safe. And she pulls out the weapon. Show Buffy honestly wouldn't keep it in a guitar case. She would just have it out. She makes her presence known. But they're both so amazing.
Another sword.
I see you cut through adamantium.
Bring it on.
You know what? I want a big version of that as my weapon, to be honest. I wish there were enough Buffy enthusiast 3D modelers. Ow. Here we go. Battle cry. Damn.
It's like you got ahead of yourself.
Oh my god, that was so good.
KO! To be
That was
Blade
amazing.
tenured No longer. I'm surprised.
That was amazing. That was such a good fight. Oh my god, that was amazing. I'm so happy they did that. Like, I'm actually like about to cry. I'm so happy. That is so amazing. Ah, you know, honestly, I think if Buffy and Blade ever met in a series, which would be an amazing crossover, they would easily work together. I mean, Buffy worked with Angel. She worked with Spike before he got his soul back. Like, they would definitely work together. Blade would probably be against it. She'd probably be like meh at first and then be like, look, we need you. And then he'd be like, I see your purity. All right, fine. And I'm sure Willow could magic the bullet out some kind of way. True W fight. That was a W fight. That really, really was. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys don't forget to subscribe to the channel and check out my other death battle videos. I'll put the playlist up so you guys can click that. But as always, play slay, have a good day. And sorry for the yapping. We're doing this on stream. But yeah, if you guys want to see more death battle videos, let me know in the comments. And bye.